Hi there and welcome to Grim Dice's unboxing and build video of the church from St Mere Eglise. Those of you who follow and know your World War II history and those who follow the US Paras, I'm sure will be very familiar with this iconic location. So what do you actually get inside the box then? As soon as you open it you just see a big pile of plasticard goodness. You get a lot inside this box, pre-printed and quite thick. You can see just on the close-up that it's quite sturdy. The detail on the various pieces is rather nice, and also it's a decent thickness, so it's not going to end up falling off all over the place on the board once you build it. One of the big benefits for this kit is you build it, you put it straight on the board and you can start playing. Now you can see the various sections inside. That's one of the floor sections. There's all the rafters, and there's some of the wall sections that you can see being built later on. All of them are really nicely detailed. There's various pop-outs in the kit. We'll be showing you that later on. The kit doesn't really need a high degree of modelling skill. There's another one of the central floor plans. You'll see that quite a lot in a bit. Just to go into a bit more detail on how the various bits work. It is unusual. It's a plasticard kit, but you do use super glue with it. If you check out Plastcraft's website, they do give you a full set of instructions, which we'll see later on. They also give you various bits of advice. Now, what we're just showing you at the moment is the roof sections. Again, that will make more sense later on. But you can just see how much stuff there is inside the box. It just keeps on giving. It just doesn't stop. There's more of the roof sections and another wall section. And even now you can still see there's just loads and loads inside this box. I know I said that a couple of times, but it was one of the things that really jumped out at me the most when I opened the box up. It just doesn't seem to stop going on. As soon as you open it, you look at it and think, oh, there's a lot of building. But it is actually fairly straightforward. It does really recreate quite nicely St Mere Eglise, even down to the very famous clock tower, as you can just see up there. Those of you who know the World War II history better than me, there may be some significance to 3 AM or 3 PM. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. If you do, then pop us a comment below and just let me know. Learn something new every day. Again, these are the end sections and another roof. And now we've got parts of the tower sections, and you can just see coming to light at the bottom. You also get a sheet of acrylics with all the stained glass windows on. Again, just showing you some more of the detail on these sheets. It's really, really nice. And you see one of the key ways this system builds is just slot together. And then you just run the super glue down the inside and that will hold it all in place. And I'm going to have another look, or a closer look, at the stained glass windows now. As you can see, it looks really nice, really detailed, and really gives that nice effect on the gaming table. So, you've taken everything out of the box. What does it all look like on the back? First of all, it gives you an idea of just how big this model is. It's massive. I'm going to show you the floor plan with a vehicle later on, but on the back it gives you all the detail and all the breakdown that you need. It just gives you an idea of just what exactly you're going to end up with once you've finished. Just so you can give you a better idea, that's the pile of everything. Another shot, just some of the parts laid out, that's only a part of it. Just seeing how big this model is, that's the floor plan put together, and there's a Stuka Zufus, an SDKFZ 25-1 variant. As you can see, pop-outs, really, really straightforward. There's the model sheet that you can download from the website as well. So, let's start building. Now we're jumping slightly into the process at the moment. That's just to show you how the various bits fit together. Now the first and major big tip we can give you with this is dry fit everything. Check out where it all goes, check it out on the instructions, and don't just dry fit one stage and glue it in place. Actually dry fit several steps ahead. One of the difficult bits with this is the first set you build, which is the tower. That then goes onto the centre of the nave, and then the only problem is there's nothing to line it up until you add on the next parts of the church. If you then end up with the parts out of sync, you've then got to start a lot of cutting and a lot of messing around to try and get it all back online. So the best thing we've found with these kits is dry fit it as you're going along, and then you're ready, you can then start running some super glue down the inside of the joints. Now, as you can see here, just showing you a close-up of how it all goes together, even without glue, it fits really, really nicely, and you can see straight away just how sturdy this kit is. The kit is well manufactured and goes together well. Some of the joints are a bit tight, you can see on the video there I was just having a bit of a struggle getting that one together, but that does help overall to keep everything in place. And you see in there, it just slots and fits together very, very straightforwardly. Now, again, I mentioned it before, everything's held together with super glue. Now, I'm going to move on to the sides of the tower now. And you see, you've got the slot, and it just goes straight onto the bottom of the tower. Just make sure everything's clipped in place above, so you don't get any problems with anything not being square or not being in a correct position. That I can see that being a potential problem for people if they don't double check everything, and especially in the early stages. We had one bit that was slightly out, we could get round that with a bit of trimming, and that got round the problem. Now, once you've got the two initial walls on, what you then do is line up with the bottom of the nave. As I mentioned before, there isn't actually anything that you can line up with at this stage. It's not until you add the next part of the flooring on that you actually get the markers to line everything up. Now, if you've glued everything in place at that point, you may find you have a slight problem. So I'd really recommend that you don't glue anything up until this point. You can see, lined it all up and just slot it all together. So, unlike other plastic guard models, you can use super glue for this one. The easiest way is, once you've dry fitted it all, is just lay it down flat and run some of the glue along the joins. Now just be careful with this, that when you do put it upright, and I'm just going into super speed mode now, that it doesn't all run down and start destroying your tabletop, a bit like I've done. That now means I now owe my wife a new tablecloth, but it was worth it to find out. So that's everything glued, and let's slot it into place to get it all started. You see, it goes together, minimal amount of fuss. So, moving on to the next part. The upright supports have already been added at this point, and again, when you add those, make sure that they're true. Glue them into place, same method before, and just click in the walls as well. As you can see, it just slots straight in and then can be glued in place afterwards. Now again, there's little tabs at the bottom that match up to the holes in the wall and the bits you've already built. So just click the slot or click those into place, and again, when everything's ready, you can glue it all up. Now, all we're just showing you here is just gluing the back of the tabs that go in. It just gives a bit of extra strength. We actually found out we didn't need to glue the floor panels because everything else just held it together. So once one side's done, you then move on to the other side of the church. And again, slot the floor plate into place. And you can really see the detail and the graphics that's on that, and it really does look nice. Now for this bit, make sure you double check the wall sides, because if you get them the wrong way around, you really are going to be stuffed. So again, dry fit everything into place, and as you can see there, it just slots in really, really nicely and really easily. And then out with the super glue again, just a couple of dots along, and that will just hold everything in place nice and secure for you. And then we just carry on that process. Again, just follow the instructions that you can download from the website. But again, we'll put a link for you at the end of this article, so you can just download it. The instructions are fairly good and fairly self-explanatory. Now, one thing you will find useful is making sure you build it onto a nice firm surface. I'm using the box here just to make it easier for you to see, but also if you are doing that, make sure it's something secure, because some of the bits you do have to click into place. So again, that's the next two walls in place. So now we start adding some more. It's only as you start building this that you really do appreciate just how big it is. And what you may find is some of the tabs don't fit in. All you need to do is chamfer it slightly, and then it will click into place easily. Don't trim down the whole of the tab, because then you're going to lose the strength that's inside of it. And super speed gluing. And just double checking and make sure everything's fitted and secure. And now on to the last couple of side walls. Again, just push the tabs into place, make sure you're working on a level surface, and then you can glue everything in place. Using super glue, it means it can be quite quick and it clips fairly quickly, so you don't have to be standing there for 10 minutes. And now onto the ends of the walls. Again, these slot in fairly easily, they click into place. If you're building it on the box, make sure you use the edge so you can put a bit of pressure down onto it. And then you just rinse and repeat. Again, line the slots, line the cutouts, slide the wall section into place, and then glue it in place after that. This one was a bit fiddly, but for the overall build of the model, it's fairly straightforward. Right, moving on to the last of the end sections. This one's slightly different to the others. It doesn't have slots that go in. However, when it clicks into the entrance, it holds in place. I did notice a bit of flash needed trimmed up, so all you need to do is just with your craft knife, just a quick slice, and it gets rid of it. Again, very, very easy to work with. So click it into place, and then you can just glue everything up as before. Now, just showing you a quick video of the progress so far. As you can see, there's a lot of detail, a lot of strength to this kit, and it just looks really, really nice. Now, the stained glass windows. One of the things we found with this is it would have been better, I think, to fit those right at the very start. Now, we used PVA instead of super glue because it gave us the option to be able to move the windows around a bit. And you see, all you need to do is put the PVA around the outside, and then you can fit it inside. Don't forget, PVA glue dries clear anyway, so if you do get any unstained glass, it's not a great problem. Now, because you got the PVA, you can slot it into place and move it around until you're happy with the final position. And then speed fitting. Carry on and complete all the rest of the windows. You can see there just how useful it is to use PVA rather than super glue, because you can move and change positions. Now we're going to move on to the rafters. Now, one of the things with the rafters is ensure you double check which side the pegs are on, because some of the rafters have got pegs, some of them don't, and it is really important you get these lined up on the same side, because that will then affect how you then put the roof on. Now, a few dabs of super glue, mark it into place, press and hold it up against the surface, and that's everything done, dusted for you. Again, the importance of dry fitting is, I can't emphasise how important it is for this kit, because you get to know where everything is, and you know where the bits where, because you're using super glue, whether you're going to end up sticking the church to your fingers or walking away with the rafters stuck there as well. So dry fit always, and then glue afterwards. Okay, then once you've got the rafters in place, it's then just a case of putting the roof sections on. And one side will have pegs and cutouts, one side won't. So it's easiest if you dry fit the section of the roof without the pegs. Again, if you don't want to take the roof off, just glue it into place straight away. However, if you want to be able to fight inside the church, dry fit it, fit the other side of the roof, and then you can put the glue on. All you need to do is just make sure that when you're putting the glue for the roof sections on, that you don't end up getting the glue onto the rafter as well, because otherwise it ain't coming off. So offer it up, line it up and hold it in place. Now what you can do as well, just to strengthen that join, is just to run some glue along the top of it afterwards, and just show you that in a second now. And that's the build complete. So just got a quick bit of video now just to show you just how big this is. And again, you've got the Stuka Foos there as a comparison. I'm just trying to show you now some of the detail with the glass, with the stained glass in place, the roof on, and just to try and give you an idea of just how big this kit is. It is a really, really big kit, really impressive bit of terrain to have in the centre of your battlefield. We've over-engineered ours a bit, but then it's going to be used in the gaming table in-store. Build it how you want, however, it is really, really nice. Well worth getting and well worth picking up. It will make the centre point of any battle and terrain table that you want. And there you have it. That was our unboxing of Plastcraft Games St Mere Eglise. Absolutely beautiful kit, nice and easy to make. Bit awkward in places, but as long as you always ensure that you dry fit everything first, and also dry fit at least 2 or 3 stages ahead. The other thing that we sort of picked up as we were building is using PVA instead of super glue to put the windows in place. It just stops them sticking to your fingers. You could even put all the windows in before you even assemble the whole building. It might make life things a bit easier for you. Use it in all sorts of games. You could recreate The Longest Day, a series of chain bolt action games, centering on rescuing the Paras from St Mere Eglise. You could use it for other games such as Walking Dead, An Abandoned Church, Gothic horror games, a whole range of stuff. You could even go to Napoleonics, or considering the age of the church, you could go down the lines of using it for Viking invaders. So it's not just, don't just limit yourself to one scenario or one area with this product. It's really, really nice, well worth picking up a copy from our web store. Right, I hope you found the video useful. Thanks for watching, and check out more of our videos at www.grimdice.co.uk or have a look on our Facebook page.